Hello everyone, it's Sylvia from Fella Tarot. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to have a look at a really fun challenge. So I hope I'm going to explain myself, but basically a couple of months ago I was on TikTok and I saw there were a lot of people doing this challenge. And by the way, I'm so sorry about my voice. I'm still sick, unfortunately. It just comes and goes, but hopefully we'll go through this video. So I was looking at videos on TikTok and there was an app that was picking random objects down one category. So for example, you could write down ice cream flavors and then a number 5, and then it was picking 5 random ice cream flavors, one after the other, without telling you. Obviously you wouldn't know what was coming after. And so you were asked to rank them by how much you like them, either from 5 to 1 or from 1 to 5. But I think it was you could really choose the ranking, obviously. So if the ice cream flavor was, for example, lemon, and you don't particularly like lemon, you would have put it at number 5. But then if the next one was an ice cream flavor you like even less, then you got stuck with number 4. So it was really fun because everyone got really frustrated and it was so much fun. And I was thinking about doing something like that with tarot decks, but I didn't want to use the app. And so I was thinking about how to organize that. And then a couple of weeks later, I was watching one of my favorite booktuber, Anda, and she did exactly the same kind of challenge, but she asked her husband to pick 10 random books out of a whole collection without telling her what they were and giving her only one by one. And she was ranking them, and it was really so much fun. And I decided to ask my husband to pick 10 random decks from my entire collection of 500 and something decks, not telling me what they were. And I also asked him to move around decks, because otherwise I would have actually known by going back into the room. I would have seen where the empty places were, and I would have known which decks he had picked. And so he literally made a bit of a mess, but it's okay because it was under my instructions. And so he put them all under this scarf. And so under this scarf, there's 10 tarot and oracle decks that were all in my collection, and I have no idea what's under here. And what I'm going to do, I'm just gonna pick them out one by one and I'm going to rank them. And so I've got my notebook here because I need to mark them down, because otherwise I will forget. And hopefully it's gonna be lots of fun, but I have the impression that I'm gonna end up really frustrated. Hopefully not, but we'll see. Again, so sorry about my really annoying voice. Hopefully it'll get better. So I'm picking the first one, and it's, oh, Stranger Things tarot. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, see, that's the thing. I had no idea what he was going to pick, because I do talk about tarot decks with him, but I'm not necessarily talking about tarot all the time. And you know, and I said, oh, I've got this tarot and I really love it, and I would show it to him, but then he would probably forget. So I don't know. Okay, I do love this deck. Let me just show you. See, it's also a really good opportunity to show you my decks, and I always like to do that. And by the way, if you want to do a VI, I will be so happy, because I think that is going to be really, really fun. But in any case, so the Stranger Things tarot. First of all, I am a huge fan of Stranger Things, the show. I have been watching it ever since it came out. As a matter of fact, I was traveling. I was in Panama. I remember I was in Panama. We were watching the show on my iPad with the hotel's Wi-Fi, which wasn't the most reliable. But I really loved it. I love the 80s vibes. I absolutely love the soundtrack. I love even the clothes, you know, and everything that they're doing. And obviously, of course, there's the adventure. There's the sense of the character arc, you know, the development of the characters throughout the show. It was absolutely so much fun, and it was an excellent show, and there's been 4 seasons, and I don't know if I would have to pick my favorite. I honestly don't know, but I love all of them, and there are particular scenes throughout all of the seasons that I really, really enjoy. Now, going back to the tarot deck, do I love this tarot deck? It wouldn't be in my top 5. I have to be honest, because there's a few things that, let's say, I'm not entirely on board with, although I do love this one, Page of Strands. I don't know. I mean, the minors are a bit disappointing, but then again, it is an Insight edition, and sometimes they just do that, and nobody knows why. They're really peepish. So, but sometimes it just so happens that it's just one suit that is really peepish, and the other ones are not. So I'm not entirely sure. I do love this card, for example, for the moon. Oh, the Empress, of course, Joyce. And now I feel like watching it, and I love Max. Oh, I love Max so much. Okay, look, it's not in my top 5 because we've got 10 decks, and I really need to make sure that I need to be wise about my rankings. So I will go number 7, okay? Don't hate me. Don't hate me. I still love this deck, but to me that would be a number 7. So I'm just gonna mark it down, and it's here. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm just gonna put my hand under the scarf without looking, and I got a deck here, and let's pick it up. And oh, look at the Tarot of the Pagan Cats. Now, I know for a fact that he probably did that on purpose, because this one actually did tell him that there is the card of the 8 of Wands that looks exactly like our cat Chicho, our male cat, who's a really big boy, but he's a cutie patootie. And I absolutely love this deck. And so it's an Oscar Bell deck, and I have to say that I'm so very pleased that it's borderless, because it wasn't until long ago, you know, that they still had the borders and the 4 languages on top and bottom. Oh, look at this one. I really, really enjoy this deck. I use it in many clients' reading, especially when they're asking about their pets. And it works wonders because it's one of those decks. It's an animal deck where you do have cats, but they look like cats. I don't know if I'm explaining myself. So they're not anthropomorphized. They don't look like humans. They're not dressed like humans. They look and live, and they're caught in catty expressions. And so look at this Joe Benta, because it's so much fun. And so I actually really enjoy this deck. I really, really like it. It's I do use it. It's one of my reading decks. Actually reads really, really well, I have to say. Really, really well. I'm already thinking about the ranking. So it's not a top 5 either, but not because I don't like it. It's just that I keep on thinking that there might be here something that I want in the top 5, which is really odd, because then oh, look at this Hermit card. Isn't it just fantastic? This is the only card that I think, you know, the cat is actually almost wearing something human. And Sasa is wearing a rag. But then again, that's probably the only one. So I don't know. But I put Stranger Things in number 7, and I definitely like this more than Stranger Things. So I will put it in number 6. I feel like I'm still safe. So number 6 is Tarot of the Pagan Cats. Okay, so let's go under the scarf again. I just want to pick this one. Oh, I don't know which this one is. Which one? Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, that's good, that's good. So this is the Bohemian Gothic Tarot by Alex Yukolov and Karen Mahoney, and they are the masterminds are after the Baba Studio, which is based in Ireland. This is the Okay, I know that the experts would say, oh, that's that edition. I don't remember. Is it the pewter edition? Please let me know in the comments below. I don't remember, honestly. I do know that this one comes with 2 alternative lovers cards. It's probably the 3rd edition. I love this deck so much. It is quirky. It is very intense, very powerful. It's beautiful, but it's whimsical. It's whimsical as well. And in many, many cards, you have this feeling that when the characters break the 4th wall and they look directly at you, it's done because they're actually challenging you. They're challenging you to step inside the card with them and take a stance on what's happening. And there is one card in specific that really cracks me up all the time. It is supposed to be creepy, and I guess in many, many ways it is. But it's at the same time, I mean, look at the 7 of Cups. I really love this. The Strat card is absolutely gorgeous, and I think it does have one of the most beautiful world card I've ever seen. There you go. I mean, this one is really poetic. It's very poignant as well. But even this one, the 7 of Wands, I mean, yeah, okay, it's a monster. And I'm supposed to be scared, but am I scared? No, I'm actually kind of, I don't know, I look at it, I think it's funny. And there's a lot of cards, even the lovers cards that I've chosen, it's more or less like that. It's cheeky, you know, it's got this tongue-in-cheek kind of attitude. I really, really love it. This is definitely within the top 5. I have absolutely no problems in saying that it's within the top 5. But, you know, within the top 5, there's still 5 spots. And so which one of the first 5 spots? Oh, look at the moon. I love this card. I would say number 3, okay? I would say number 3. I don't want to change my mind, but this is, yes, it is in my top 3 of all time. No, but I don't know what's in here. Oh, it's so frustrating, honestly. Okay, Bohemian Gothic Tarot number 3. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's pick another deck. I want to go here. This is a bigger one. Am I able to pick it with one hand? Yes. Which one is it? Oh, the PERK Tarot. Oh, Trisha Lee Schufeld. Oh, damn, I really love this deck. Okay, all right. Okay, let me show it first. Okay, so it does know me. Okay, I didn't think that he could actually, I don't know what the drive was. I don't know if it was driven by, I'm gonna pick 10 decks that I'm sure she likes and she's gonna be struggling, or I'm gonna pick a mix, or I'm gonna pick 10 decks that she hates, or I don't have decks that I hate, I have to say, don't I? So I really am an admirer of Edgar Allan Poe. I love everything he's been writing, and I really think that this deck is fantastic. It actually won a couple of awards. I think he won a Carta award a couple of years ago. It is not only really beautiful, but I absolutely love that there's a quote at the bottom of the cards. And I have to say, it is not that easy to pick a quote that actually matches the spirit or the meaning of the card. But for example, the devil here. From every depth of good and ill, the mystery which binds me still, when the rest of heaven was blue, of a demon in my view. Wow. Okay. See, it's obviously, there are quotes, and it's obviously, you know, it's referred back to his works. But it's a very beautiful way to get introduced to an author, but it's also a very beautiful way to get introduced to the power of words in something that has actually been written and read by millions of people, using that as a gateway or a portal to reading the tarot. So having that additional layer of information, or at least that different kind of point of view, I feel that it's exceptionally good. And there's a lot of other creators that have tried that, and I have to say, I don't remember of any of them, but actually did such a good job as Trisha, because this deck is fantastic. And I really do enjoy the artwork, I have to say. And I really think that it's very, you know, it's a very great choice for this deck in specific, but it is the PERK tarot, and the art style really goes really well. It goes really, really well. So, oh my goodness, okay, it's getting difficult. So I have 3 spots at the end, and I'm kind of hoping that I will fill them in, but I have 2 spots at the beginning and the 2 spots in the middle. I'm gonna go in the middle, so it's either number 4 or number 5. I will go in number 5. So number 5, the PERK tarot. Okay, there's 6 left, so perhaps I have to speed up a little. So I'm gonna go here. Is this a deck? This doesn't feel like the shape of a deck. What happened here? I have no idea what happened. I think one may have opened. Okay. But this is definitely a deck, so I'm going to pick this one. Oh, the Rosebud Tarot. Oh, damn. See, that's when I'm starting to struggle now because, well, no, maybe not. Okay, so the Rosebud Tarot. This is a collage deck, and I always say this deck really caught me by surprise because at the beginning, sorry, I should probably zoom in. Sorry about that. It's just that then I have to remind myself to zoom out again. So we can definitely see the cards a little bit better. This is one of those decks that I thought to myself when I saw it. I thought, oh, yet another collage deck, really? Because it does follow up on other collage decks where you got vintage photographs, and they use the, for example, the characters in the cards are black and white, or, you know, shades of gray, and the rest is in color. So there is that kind of contrast that is very interesting, but it's not like the first time that we've seen it, right? And so I was very dubious, but then I got it anyway because this is the mass market edition. It's very affordable on Amazon Australia. And I have to say, ever since I started using this deck, I was really surprised, pleasantly surprised. It's an excellent deck. It reads really, really well. And it also pairs up so well with so many of my Oracle decks. And you guys know me. I mean, when I can be satisfied about a pairing, that is definitely one of the bonus points that goes to the decks, both of the decks. So I was surprised because I thought it was going to be one of the many, but it's actually an excellent deck. I really like it, and I use it all the time. It's become one of my workhorses. You know, I use it very often on readings. I'm already thinking, okay, I think I'm comfortable in putting this in number 4. Because I wouldn't say it's in my top 3, and definitely not lower than 7. And I have a free spot at number 4. So I hope I'm not making a mistake, but I'm pretty comfortable with number 4. So the Rosebud Tarot is my number 4. Okay, so we've got 5 to go. So 5 in, 5 to go. Let me just check this out because I thought that one of them was definitely kind of open, like it opened up. So I'm just gonna get this one because I want to see what happened here. And oh my goodness, oh, it's getting more difficult now. Okay, let me just zoom out because it is a rather large deck. So this is a French deck. It's called Tarot Pop Culture. It's by Bérengère de Moncy, produced by Hachette. I got this deck back in Paris in February, and I have to say I love this deck so much because it's got all of these pop culture references. I would say 99%, if not 100%. When I say pop culture, I refer to either TV shows or movies. And oh, it's so fantastic. I love it so much. Look, there's Neo. Hi, Neo. From The Matrix. And you guys know how much I love Keanu. So there's more than one reference to Keanu in here. and I love every single one of them. And plus, I really believe that there's something about pop culture that can really be related to tarot. So we got Harry here. Some of them Aragorn from The Lord of the Rings, some of them I actually don't know, some of them I love. Death Note was so popular years ago. I don't know if you guys remember this. It was on Netflix, and it was this TV, I think it was a TV show or it was a short movie. Sorry, I don't remember. But in any case, so there was this writer, and they realized at a certain point that when they write down the death of someone they know, that someone dies in exactly the same way that they write, and so they start doing it on purpose, which reminds me so much of a Chuck Palahniuk book, which is called Lullaby. Which was all about someone realizing that when they sing a lullaby to someone, this person dies, and then they realize that they don't even have to sing this lullaby. They just think about the lullaby and they metaphorically send it towards the person they want dead, and this person dies. And so they start doing it and it goes out of hand. And John Wick, I mean, any deck that has John Wick, I would love. If there's a deck about John Wick, I would buy. If there's an oracle deck with John Wick, I will buy, because I just love John Wick. So this is an amazing deck. Yes, the minors are a little bit peepish, but look at the Six of Wands. This is the guitar of Eddie Munson, and we were talking about Stranger Things earlier. So Eddie Munson is a character in Stranger Things season 4. And I don't want to give any kind of spoilers if you guys haven't watched it yet and you want to watch it, but he's a hero, he's my hero. And he's really into rock, and I just love it. And you know, the guitar, yes, of course, the number 6, yes. 6 of Wands. It makes sense. And the umbrellas from the Kingsman. And Buffy, of course, Buffy is strength. And Constantine, I mean, talking about Keanu, right? So I love this deck so, so much. And we got the Matrix again with the Two of Cups. Isn't it amazing? Okay, sorry. It's just and Eric Draven from The Crow. I mean, come on. Of course it's the Tower. Okay, I have to stop going through the cards because I love this so much. And if I keep on going through the cards, I will stop at every card. Look at the DeLorean with the chariot from Back to the Future. Anyway, so as a Sailor Moon, as I was saying, and you know, One Eye Willie, the treasure of One Eye Willie from the Goonies. I have to stop. So I really, really love this deck. You know what? Let's go for it. It's not gonna be or is it gonna be number 1? I don't know if it's gonna be number 1. I have number 1 and number 2. I don't know if it's going to be number 1. Yes, let's go for it. Oh my goodness. Oh, I can't believe it. Yes, I'm going to do it. Number 1. This is number 1. Tarot Pop Culture is number 1. Okay, I feel exhausted. I mean, it really takes it out of you. But anyway, let's just zoom out again. So I have how many? I have 4 left. This one feels like it's really bulky, so I'm just gonna get this one now. I don't know which one it is. I have a few bulky decks, so it could be anything. Oh, the Soul Trees Oracle. Is that the first Oracle? Yes, I think it's the first Oracle. Okay, it is the first Oracle deck. It is a beautiful deck. This is the Ascension deck. So it's the Soul Trees Oracle, but it's the Ascension edition. And I saw this deck the first time on Sharon's channel, Sharon from Trio of Witches Tarot. And I absolutely loved the pairings that she was showing for this deck. They were really spot on. And I have to say, I had a look at the website of this creator and I saw the other decks as well. So there's another couple of Soul Trees edition, and there's a Seeds Oracle. Apologies if that's not the correct name, but it is related to seeds. And I kept on going back to this one, and I really prefer this one. And this one was a second, because it had some chipping on the edges, and I really didn't mind, and it was a super fantastic, very affordable price, even for an indie deck. And I thought to myself, it's great when a creator gives us the possibility to get one of their decks at a discounted price, only because there's a minor flaw to the deck, you know. I thought it was very clever, and I really appreciate that. And so I just got it. And I was really, really happy about this deck. Really happy. I haven't used it in a while, I have to say, but there was a period of time in which I was using it all the time. And if you had asked me back then what my favorite oracle was, I would have probably said probably in the number 3, amongst the top 3, I would have probably chosen this deck. Now, this is a really difficult choice because I have slot number 2 is free, slot number 8, 9, and 10, and I feel like I've made a couple of mistakes there. So I would have probably put this on a number 5. But number 5, I've got the PERK Tarot, and I cannot change the ranking anyway. So that's one thing about this challenge. You cannot change the ranking. And so it is very frustrating, but I don't think I can put this one in number 2 simply because I love it. It's a beautiful deck, please understand, but I don't know what's in here. And if there's something that I really want to put in number 2 and I can't, and I have to put it in number 8 because this deck is in number 2, I would hate myself. So this is breaking my heart, but I have to put it in number 8. Okay, this is a number 8. I'm sorry. So this is the Soul Trees Ascension deck, number 8. Okay, now this is gonna be very hard because I've got number 2, number 8, sorry, number 2, number 9, and number 10. Oh my goodness, what if I love these decks? Oh, okay, look, I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna go this one. What is this one? This feels really odd. Oh, okay. Okay, oh gosh, okay. So let's talk about this deck because I feel like everyone would go, huh? What is this deck? So this is a very old deck. It's from 1990, okay? And it's part of let's say, a special series of decks released by Los Carabel back in the 90s. It was a special edition. It's called Tarocchi dell'Alba Dorata. So basically it's the Tarot of the Golden Dawn by Gaudenzi and Lee. I can't read this. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna go in. So the special series was called Tarocchi dell'Arte, so the artistic tarot, let's put it this way. And I am actually collecting these. So if any of you has these ones, these are printed on art paper. And so they are definitely for collecting purposes. They're not for reading at all. I mean, I wouldn't use them. It's not easy to read. They're not easy to shuffle. You will ruin them. I really do not recommend. If you have these ones, I really don't recommend using them for readings. I don't recommend using them at all. As a matter of fact, these should be treated as collectible items. But you know, you do what you want with your decks. I mean, I'm not one to say, oh, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. But please be gentle because they are easy to ruin. This kind of paper is not made to stand the test of time. So these decks were fantastic. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this is the 5th one that I've got. This is from 1990, so it is 34 years old. It's a 34 years old deck. I really love this. The art style is simply amazing. Let's see if I can zoom in a bit more. This deck, though, has been reprinted by Los Carabel, and I think it's been named in a different way. I think it could have been the Enchanted Tarot. It could have been the Tarot of the Gnomes or Tarot of the Fairy People. I'm so sorry. I actually don't remember what the renaming of this deck was. It is so beautiful, though. This edition in specific, it's absolutely fantastic. Each and every one of these cards look like it's a work of art, and it's probably also because it's being printed in this amazing art paper. So these are the backs, by the way. My goodness, this is Death, and it's called Metamorphosis. Look how beautiful this card is. It's just beyond imagination. I absolutely love this card. It's just fantastic. Oh my goodness. Amazing, amazing. I'm so stoked to have this deck, and I have to say this is definitely a unicorn deck for me. I was so very lucky because someone in Sydney was actually selling this deck without so this deck, if you want to buy this deck, obviously it's out of print, it's out of fine, etc. So if you want to buy this deck, you'll see websites selling it for 185, 195 euros. And justly so, because it is very unique, very hard to find, and very beautiful. But I got it, and I'm so sorry. Please don't hate me. But this person let me have it for 25 Australian dollars. And so I was like, okay, that's the price of a pizza in Sydney. Okay, I'm gonna get myself a collectible item for the price of a pizza. I'm not always this lucky. Sometimes I am, and you know why? Because I actually take the time to look in Facebook Marketplace, and sometimes you really do get these kind of deals. And it's mostly people who don't necessarily know, either they don't know the value of the deck that they're selling, or they know but they don't mind. So I actually wanted to make sure. I told this person that I was a collector. I told this person I was collecting all of the decks from the 90s, and she was happy for me to have it. So I got slot number 2, slot number 9, and number 10. I'm gonna hate myself. It's gonna be a huge mistake, and I'm gonna be so frustrated, but I cannot possibly. This is a collectible item. I am so stoked to have it in my collection. It has to go in number 2, okay? So my goodness, I don't know what's gonna happen. All right, we've got 2 decks left. Yes, I can feel them. Sorry, let me just zoom out. And I'm so scared because I only have slot number 9 and slot number 10. And I think that I probably made a mistake early on. I didn't leave myself any room in the middle, and I should have, but I honestly didn't know. And do you see how frustrating this is? But it's also really fun. Okay, so let's go ahead, but I don't know. Okay, there is a big one here, so I'm just gonna grab this one. It's a big one. Oh, oh no, why are you doing this to me? Okay. So this is the Cirque du Tarot by Lisa Robertson, illustrated by Josh Taft. This is a Llewellyn deck, and the reason why I'm giving you all these details because I'm already racking my brain trying to understand where I want to put it because I only have 2 slots left and they're at the bottom of the ranking. This is a beautiful deck. Trust me, it's a beautiful deck. The book is amazing, as always. I mean, we're always in awe of Llewellyn books, aren't we? But what I love about this deck is the concept of the court cards. I've talked about this deck so many times, so I'm not going to spend much more time talking about it, but what I love is the fact that there is an actual evolution amongst the, or throughout the court cards. Sorry, let me just zoom in because we're actually quite a bit far. So there is this evolution in which you can hypothesize that it's the same person going through different stages of evolution, from the page to the king, obviously. And but it also develops a duplicity, so it's almost as if the 2 sides of their persona were developing in a king and a queen. And so it's a very interesting concept for the core cards, but also the other cards are really beautiful. And I love the majors, I love the minors. Look at this 5 of Pentacles. Obviously, it's based on the circus, so there's a lot of elements related to the circus, and I really love it. There's it's a very fiery deck, I have to say. So Although I would say, no, it's not just fiery deck. It's probably it feels like a balanced deck. But the element of fire is very strong. So it's at the same time, it's a balanced deck, but it's also a fiery deck, I would say. Does that make sense? Probably not. And you know why? Because it just breaks my heart that I have to give it either number 9 or number 10, and I have absolutely no idea. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't want to put it at number 10, but I don't want to put it at number 9 because just in case there's something that I really love in here and I have to put it at number 10, and I would just hate myself. And ah. All right, so this one goes to number 10. I am so sorry. I love this deck. I really do. The backs are beautiful. But I don't know what's in here. I don't know what's under here. So this is number 10. Okay, what about the big reveal? What about if I just lift the scarf? This has been exhausting, frustrating, heartbreaking. All right, ready? Oh, okay. Oh, you know what? I'm actually, wow, okay, phew. Okay, please understand my reaction. I was really scared. Let me just zoom in. I was really scared that there was going to be like the Savvy Soul Tarot or one of Anatorian's decks, you know, and that would have been, I would have been like, oh no, I would have been really crying. I do love this deck. I love it. It's by Chris and Donnell. It's the Tarot of Curious Creatures. It's a really whimsical deck. It's a cheeky deck. If you're not familiar with this deck, which is impossible, because I know that pretty much everyone knows this deck, you have human characters with the head of an animal, and it works. It just works because the animal is perfect for the card that they are representing. But also, when you look at what the human body is doing, then you understand that it's also perfect for this card. So there is a combination that is really successful between the animal and the spirit of the animal and the association with the majors and the minors, but also the depiction of the situation where the animal or the human with the animal head is. And so I really love this. That's perfect. Look, this moon card is fantastic, and this star card as well. And judgment, and of course the sun is a lizard. So it is a fantastic deck. I have to say, it also is very whimsical. I love the way in which it doesn't take itself too seriously. I love the way in which it relates to the cards. I love the way it reads as well. It reads really, really well. I also love the aesthetic of it because, as you notice in many cards, for example, the characters actually go outside of the frame, which is really cool and interesting. And this one looks like a hipster. Remember when we were talking about hipsters years ago? I really love this deck. I really love it. But is it a deck that I would put in my top 5? No. I mean, after all, I have to look at it this way. It is a ranking from 1 to 10. 10 being the least liked, but it's not the least liked in my entire collection. 10 is the least liked within the 10 decks that have been chosen by my husband for me to go through. So technically, I'm not saying anything bad about assigning a number 10 or a number 9 to a deck, because after all, I mean, there's other decks in my collection that were not here on this table today that I like less than this one, and that's okay because I have more than 10. Now, obviously, if you only have 10 decks, it's gonna be hard. But I do highly recommend this. So obviously, this goes at number 9. And let me just bring back the ranking. So this one is the Tarot of Curious Creatures. And we've got all of them here. So let's go through the ranking because I don't know. I cannot change any of these. I cannot swap them. That's the rules. but I'm not entirely upset. So let's have a look. So at number 1, the tarot pop culture, absolutely out of these ones. Yes, I mean, maybe the Bohemian Gothic, but the tarot pop culture, I love it so much and it's amazing. It's amazing. And only because it's a mass market deck, you know, it doesn't matter. There are some really beautiful mass market decks out there. So at number 2, Tarocchi Alba Dorato, the Golden Dawn Tarot, the very special tarot by Los Carbell. I'm quite happy to leave it at number 2. I would definitely, yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Maybe I would have switched these two. Maybe the Bohemian Gothic would have gone at number 2 and the Alba Dorata number 3, but it's okay. So Bohemian Gothic at number 3. Then the Rosebud Tarot number 4 and the Pearl Tarot number 5. These two I would have switched, probably. Although I'm not entirely sure. No, I think I'm okay with that. So Rosebud number 4, Poe Tarot number 5, the Tarot of the Pagan Cats number 6, I'm okay with that. Number 7, Stranger Things Tarot, I'm okay with that as well. And these three, obviously, it kind of breaks my heart, especially for the Circular Tarot number 10. It's just that my reasoning, guys, does it show that I have 95% of my planets in the air element? I'm always overthinking things, and I thought to myself, this is not a number 10, but what if the last deck is something that I really love and then I have to put it in number 10 and that would break my heart. And so I gave it number 10 to the Cirque Tarot and number 9 to the Curious Creatures. What breaks my heart more is the Soul Trees at number 8. But then again, I wouldn't know where to put it. I mean, I would definitely put it at number 4 if I didn't have the Rosebud Tarot, but then I wouldn't want to put the Rosebud Tarot at number 8. So, I don't know. Let me know what you think, if you would have chosen a different ranking. And again, I invite you to do this tarot challenge because I think it was really fun. And it's also fun to involve your partner, you know, because it shows, like, for example, the fact that he's chosen the Bohemian Gothic Tarot and Stranger Things. I know that he's done that on purpose because he knows that I love Gothic things, but he also knows how much I love Stranger Things. And so I knew that, you know, that was a conscious kind of choice. I don't know if he knew about the Rosebud Tarot. We never talked about it. He does know that I like Edgar Allan Poe. The Cirque du Tarot was a bit random. The Curious Creatures were a bit random. I don't know, but I'm going to ask him and it's going to be so much fun. So if you want to do a VR to this video, please go ahead. It will be so much fun. Please tag me because I really want to watch them. But for now, thanks so much for staying with me till the end of this video. I hope you had as much fun as I did and less frustration. See you next time.